Hey, Raiders fans. Today we have a lot to unpack about the current coaching situation with our Las Vegas Raiders. And believe me, it is getting intense out here. The news around the Raiders' head coaching search has been moving fast, and it seems like every hour brings a new twist or a new report that makes you sit up and take notice. Right now, the big focus is on Clint Kubiak, who has been a #1 target for the Raiders since day one. Everything we have seen so far points to the team going all in on him, but there are still other names in the mix, and one of them has just taken himself out of the conversation, shaking things up for fans everywhere. Webb, who is considered the #2 option for the Raiders, has officially withdrawn his name from consideration for the head coaching position. This move came as a surprise to many, and it left a lot of Raider fans, myself included, with a mix of emotions. Webb had previously interviewed not only with the Raiders, but also with the Bills and the Ravens. His first in-person interview with the Raiders took place on January 7th, and it seemed like he was in strong contention for the role. When that second interview came around, it was clear that Webb was still being seriously considered, but things shifted rapidly in the following days. From what we know, the Raiders are very focused on Kubiak, and that focus may have influenced Webb's decision to step aside. Imagine being in his position. You go through the interviews, you invest your time and energy, and then you realize that the team's mind is largely set on someone else. It's a tough position to be in, and for a professional like Webb, it probably made sense to withdraw rather than wait and see if things might change. At the same time, this decision keeps him in a strong position elsewhere. He now looks likely to step into the offensive coordinator role with the Denver Broncos, a move that could set him up for a future head coaching opportunity with a well-established franchise. This situation illustrates just how fluid and unpredictable the NFL can be. What seems clear one day can completely change the next, and for Raiders fans, it has been a roller coaster of emotions. Personally, I have been following every update closely, and even within the last hour, new information has come out that adds another layer to the story. For those who are keeping track, the panic meter for fans has been rising. 1 minute, you feel confident about Kubiak. The next, you start thinking about backup options and how the Raiders will proceed if their first choice isn't available. Speaking of backup options, it's not just about Webb stepping aside. The Raiders have been exploring other candidates to ensure they have solid alternatives. Ejiro Evero, currently the defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers, remains a name to watch. He brings a mix of NFL experience, past ties to Denver, and a track record that has impressed some evaluators. The Raiders are clearly taking a careful approach here, trying to find a coach who not only fits the team's offensive vision, but also has the credibility and experience to manage the pressures of leading a franchise in such a high-profile environment. Timing has also played a role in how things are unfolding. The Raiders started this process with Webb in early January, and then quickly moved to bring in Kubiak as the main candidate. Secondary interviews with other names, including Evero and some with connections to the McVay coaching tree, have been conducted to make sure the Raiders are not putting all their eggs in one basket. For fans, this can be both reassuring and nerve-wracking. On one hand, you want the best coach possible. On the other, you hope the front office makes a decision that aligns with the team's long-term vision and maximizes the talent on the roster. The Raiders' approach is a mix of strategy and urgency. They want a coach who could develop the quarterback, design an effective offense, and also handle the intensity that comes with this job. Kubiak fits that profile as a young, innovative, offensive-minded coach who has been on my radar for a long time. There's a reason I've been advocating for him since early December, long before the official interviews began. His track record with quarterback development, understanding of modern offensive schemes, and experience in high-pressure situations makes him an ideal fit for the Raiders' current roster and the team's vision moving forward. However, the NFL is never straightforward, and even the best-laid plans require contingencies. While Kubiak remains the top target, the Raiders have to consider the other names in the pool seriously. Coaches like Ejiro have experience and ties to the league, but the fit for the Raiders is not entirely clear. Then there are other options, including experienced coordinators like Mike Lafleur and Nate Scheelhaase, who bring their own credentials and connections to the team. The evaluation process is complex, and the Raiders' leadership, especially Mark Davis, has shown a willingness to pursue exactly what they believe is the right choice, even if that means navigating some uncertainty and risk. For fans, following this process is intense. The emotions fluctuate from excitement to anxiety in minutes. One day, you feel confident that the team has locked in their coach. The next, you see news that makes you reconsider everything. That's part of being a diehard Raiders fan. You are invested in every decision, every rumor, and every move the team makes. Right now, the spotlight is on Q-Back, but with Webb out and other candidates being evaluated, there's a lot more to come. The next few days could bring surprises, and that's exactly what makes this part of the NFL offseason so gripping for fans who live and breathe silver and black. It's also interesting to consider the broader context. Webb stepping away and potentially joining Denver as an offensive coordinator could be a smart long-term move. Learning under a coach like Sean Payton, gaining experience with a high-profile franchise, and positioning himself for a future head coaching opportunity may have been exactly what Webb had in mind. Meanwhile, the Raiders are focused on securing a coach who aligns with their vision, and Q-Back clearly fits that mold better than anyone else on the board right now. The situation underscores the importance of timing, strategy, and the right fit in coaching decisions at this level. Even as all of this unfolds, fans are evaluating every detail. Who is the right offensive mind? Which candidate has the right mix of innovation and experience? How will they handle the pressure of leading a team with passionate supporters and a roster full of talent? These questions drive discussion across social media, fan forums, and channels like this one, as every update is analyzed and dissected. For the Raiders, the stakes are high, and the front office is making sure to explore every option thoroughly, balancing risk with potential reward. At the center of it all is Clint Q-Back. His experience, offensive creativity, and ability to work with quarterbacks make him the leading candidate. The Raiders' investment in him reflects a clear vision for the team's future, focusing on innovation, adaptability, and maximizing the talent on the roster. While Davis-Webb's withdrawal adds a twist to the story, it also clarifies the focus. Q-Back remains the top priority, and the Raiders are committed to making a decision that they believe will best position the team for success in the seasons to come. As the Raiders continue to navigate this coaching search, the attention naturally shifts to the alternatives if Clint Q-Back does not take the job. While Q-Back is clearly the frontrunner, the reality of the NFL is that nothing is guaranteed. There are other names in the mix, and each brings a different skill set and philosophy that could shape the future of the team in very distinct ways. One of the names that remains on the radar is Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator from the Carolina Panthers. Evero is an intriguing option because he combines defensive expertise with a clear understanding of offensive strategy, particularly quarterback development, which is critical for a team looking to maximize its offensive potential. His in-person meetings with the Raiders reportedly impressed the front office, and his ties to other NFL systems make him a candidate worth watching. The timing of the interviews and how the Raiders are sequencing their decisions has been fascinating. The team began with Davis-Webb in early January, then moved quickly to Q-Back, signaling their preference early on. Second interviews with candidates like Evero, as well as connections to the McVay coaching tree, suggest a deliberate approach by the front office to ensure they are weighing multiple perspectives. This is crucial because a head coach must not only manage the players but also guide the coaching staff and create a culture that can withstand the pressures of the NFL. Every decision is being scrutinized because the Raiders are a high-profile team, and the expectation for results is immediate. While Q-Back offers a young, innovative approach, other candidates present a mix of experience and familiarity with established systems. Jero Ao, for example, brings past head coaching experience and has familiarity with NFL operations, but questions remain about how he would mesh with the Raiders' current roster and offensive philosophy. Coaches like Mike Lafleur, Nate Scheelhaase, and others provide additional options, each with their own merits. The Raiders' strategy seems to involve carefully vetting these options to avoid making a decision that feels reactive rather than proactive. The organization appears focused on a long-term vision that prioritizes both offensive innovation and leadership that can guide the team through challenges on and off the field. For Raiders fans, the uncertainty can be nerve-wracking. The emotional roller coaster of following every report, rumor, and confirmation is part of what it means to be deeply invested in this team. One minute, there is confidence that Quebec will be the next head coach. The next, a twist like Webb's withdrawal forces fans to reassess the landscape and consider potential alternatives. It's a reminder of how dynamic the NFL is, where decisions can shift rapidly and a single announcement can change the direction of an entire franchise. Fans live and breathe these moments, analyzing every detail and imagining how each candidate would impact the team's future. At the center of this discussion is the Raiders' need for a coach who can develop a quarterback while implementing a creative offensive scheme. Quebec's experience with the Seattle Seahawks has positioned him as a candidate who can bring a fresh approach to the offense, one that leverages the talent of the roster while introducing innovative plays and strategies. The Raiders have made it clear that they value this combination of youth, creativity, and leadership, which is why Quebec has been the top target from the start. His ability to mentor quarterbacks and adapt to the speed of the NFL game makes him particularly appealing in a league where the quarterback position is the most scrutinized and pivotal. Yet even as Quebec remains the priority, the Raiders must consider contingency plans. The NFL is unpredictable, and while Quebec may be the perfect fit, the organization cannot afford to put all its resources into a single candidate without having other qualified options ready. This is where the evaluation of coaches like Evero, Jero Ao, and others becomes critical. Each brings a different perspective, skill set, and approach to managing an NFL roster, and understanding how they would integrate with the Raiders system is essential. The team is clearly taking this process seriously, balancing the desire for a top-tier candidate with the practical need to secure someone capable of immediate impact. The story also highlights the strategic thinking involved in coaching decisions. Davis Webb's choice to withdraw demonstrates the fluidity of opportunities in the league. By stepping away from the Raiders' search, he positions himself for a potential offensive coordinator role with the Denver Broncos, a move that could set him up for future head coaching opportunities. Meanwhile, the Raiders remain focused on their primary target while keeping other options on the table. It's a delicate balance between commitment and flexibility, and it underscores how every move has ripple effects across the league. Fans are rightfully engaged in this process, analyzing every update and debating which candidate would be the best fit. The Raiders' leadership has a challenging task, finding a coach who can lead, innovate, and manage the roster while navigating the intense scrutiny that comes with being part of this franchise. It's a decision that will shape the team for years to come, and every choice is amplified by the passion of the fan base and the high stakes of the NFL environment. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Pat McAfee's latest jab has been echoing through league circles and fueling a wave of speculation around the Raiders' current perception across the NFL. When the former punter-turned-media personality joked that the Raiders are that rich, annoying guy nobody wants to date, it sounded like simple sarcasm on the surface. But behind the humor, many insiders believe there may be a sharper message hidden between the lines. Around the league, there is a growing whisper that the Raiders' biggest challenge right now has little to do with talent and everything to do with reputation. On paper, the franchise has resources, visibility, and the kind of market that should attract coaches, executives, and star players with ease. Yet, quietly, agents and front office figures have been hinting that enthusiasm cools once conversations get serious. The money is there, the spotlight is bright, but doubts linger about stability, long-term vision, and internal harmony. McAfee's comment, delivered with his trademark bravado, struck a nerve because it mirrors what some believe is being said behind closed doors. The Raiders are viewed as powerful and loud, but also demanding, unpredictable, and exhausting. Like the caricature McAfee described, they may look appealing from a distance, yet up close the relationship suddenly feels complicated. This perception, if it truly exists, could have consequences that go beyond one season. Rumors suggest that certain coaching candidates and veteran players are hesitant, preferring quieter environments where expectations are clearer and leadership structures feel more settled. None of this is confirmed, of course, but the chatter has grown loud enough to catch the attention of rival executives. For Raiders fans, McAfee's words may feel unfair or exaggerated. Still, in a league where image often shapes opportunity, even a joke can reveal uncomfortable truths. Whether this narrative is deserved or not, it has become part of the conversation surrounding the franchise. And until the Raiders prove otherwise, the rumor persists that being rich and flashy is not always enough to win hearts in the NFL's dating game. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.